My cousin gave me his skateboard to use when I was 5 years old. I was completely skateboard crazy.
Skateboarding is a common language. It's your art form, you know, it's your voice.
You're like communicating without words. When we're skateboarding, we're all the same.
I love the fact that the skateboard could open up these different worlds to me. And so I travelled a little bit, went to India, and then after that I visited Germany and some other countries just by having a skateboard with me. And it really surprised me how fast I could make friends in these really far off places. I'd heard a lot about Afghanistan. I remember hearing that the Taliban had banned certain sports. They weren't allowed to even listen to the radio or television.
When you look at Afghanistan, the reality is there's always these boundaries and these walls that have to be pushed down, literally. To be born a girl, you still are very much fighting gender roles that really put you in a place where you don't want to be.
And when I got there, I didn't see any girls playing soccer or any other sports. They weren't deemed activities that were appropriate for girls.
These girls are fighters. They're very brave, but when you see young girls who want to play sports, having it be too public is an issue because others who are not relatives will see them play.
Sports were definitely things that boys could do and that girls couldn't. I really felt in my element in Afghanistan. I was having a blast. There was a small group of Afghan teenagers and they were all really keen skateboarders, and being Afghan they could then speak to kids in the street, and when kids saw us skateboarding they wanted to then try it. I really wanted to build up this idea of Afghan solutions for Afghan problems.
My friend.
In my mind, the most important thing to happen was trust to be built.
Sports, especially when you look at Afghanistan, is not something that we should ever take for granted. That the right to play is not something that's universal.
Being a foreigner, you're a magnet for the people begging. The street working girls that were begging on the street, they'd all come up trying to get money out of me, and I was like, well, here's a skateboard instead.
Many families don't value sports for young girls. The priority is being in the house, attending to chores, attending school if they're allowed out of the home, but to have sports be an added element to that agenda is rare.
And when I saw some boys doing skateboarding in the street, and I asked them to show me the place, and they showed me here.
That was really the start of Skateistan in a way. So we encourage girls to also take part in the sessions. The first 2 or 3 weeks they were really in the background and too shy to come forward, but after a while 1 or 2 really brave ones started to skateboard.
It was something they never saw before, even seeing a skateboard, and they would call it a little car on wheels.
Bigger ideas started to form. We could connect this with opportunities in education, and this is something that is important right now to do.
I'm learning lots of things from Skateistan, and I have fun, and I'm doing the sport, I'm feeling free.
Every parent wants to see their kid happy, and when they come home beaming because they've been skateboarding, they feel that they can't really deny them that.
Especially in that country, like boys that are young are gonna look at girls differently. They're gonna realize this girl is so much more than just a girl that sits there or a girl that I go to school with. This girl is really cool, she's talented, she's, creative, she's got a mind, she's this, amazing human being, not just like this girl.
It seems so impossible. You know, that in all of the chaos of Afghanistan and in Kabul, that someone could start any kind of skate project. But this was something completely different. They were actually sharing it with the locals.
It's just girls lifting other girls up through the avenue of skateboarding.
It was a whole lot of people just getting behind this idea that, yes, it was important for girls to access education and do sport. And yes, it was important for the youth to have a hub, a place that would be their own, and that they had a chance to also express themselves.
In the Middle East, like, children grow up so disenchanted and they lose their childhood very quickly, and I feel like skating is some tether, at least, to being a kid and playing, but also learning to grow and having self-discipline and having self-confidence.
Out of virtually nothing, out of one skateboard on the ground and a couple of excited kids, skateboarding is now the largest sport for females in the country. There's nowhere else where 300 girls a week come and skateboard, anywhere in the world.
To pick up that skateboard, what it means to defy those odds and to defy those boundaries and to not let anyone tell you what you can and can't do. And the courage just starts there. It starts from just picking it up.
I know that they're feeling that feeling, and it just feels good. I mean, just feeling the tingles under your feet when you're skateboarding, it's like vibrates through your whole body. And then with the wind in your hair, it's like you don't even have to be doing anything. It just feels good. You just feel free.
People were begging us, please come to our country and do more through the skateboarding community.
Oliver, you know, he's done Cambodia, his South Africa project. If he can make his starting point Afghanistan, then there's no limits.
Keep Skateistan rolling.
Keep Skateistan rolling.
I think what Skateistan really stands for is that possibility for women to blossom and really be who they want to be, whatever that is.
Keep Skateistan rolling.
Keep Skateistan rolling.
People are like, is this your dream? Like, you would have never dreamt any of this. And so we're just creating the dream. And I think that Oliver is a huge part of that.
We're able to give them hope. I think it's so important for them to see that there is a human face to the rest of the world. That then breaks down a lot of barriers. When we skateboard together, we're the same.
ما هستم برای مورد خوب داره که من دختر هستم یک دختر هستم